hello. Welcome to my Single Mom Podcast. Podcast. Yeah. Get it. Hello. Welcome to my channel. I am so happy that you are here, that you want to come into the community that I want to build for single moms. This is my channel where we're going to talk about so many different things. But before I get into my spiel as my introduction, I want you to hit that like button, hit that subscriber button, like my channel, like my page, follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. I'm not on Twitter. I don't tweet and I don't twat yet, so I don't do that yet. But I'm on those three little social media platforms where we just talk about different contents out there in single mom life, whether it be about budgeting, whether it be about managing money, whether it be about relationships, your children, yourself, mental, spiritual, emotional, physical, because I do my own workout and I do record those as well. Just building a community, putting out that positive vibe, good vibe, that's that vibe of God loving you. I do make sure that I come back to this word and I try to tie all my content back into the word of God, because I believe that every aspect of your life you can find in this word. It is everything. It is air and breath. It is the food that you need, the meat that you need that can help you in your daily life, especially for single moms where you are taking on a load of different things. You are two people in one. You are doing most different things. You're wearing so many hats. One day you are a mechanic. One day you are a plumber. Next day you are a cook. Then you're a chef. Then you are doing accounting. Then you are education. You're a teacher. You're just so many hosts of different things. So welcome to my channel. It's going to be wonderful, and we're going to grow as a community, and we're going to talk about different little things and different little stuff. I am going to have different little people on here. I'm going to do cooking classes. I'm going to do different budgeting stuff and everything like that. It's just going to be so wonderful. So today we are talking about managing my stimulus packet. So to help me out, I brought my handy dandy little clipboard. So check. Welcome. We are ready to begin single mom chat time, single mom conversation. So here's my board and it's ready for action. Say action. So welcome. Yes, we are talking about that rescue package that is out kicking and grooving on down the road. It is quite a bit of moolah that is being poured out, and I think it is about time that is something that is being distributed and whatnot, and it's going to help so many people in the poverty-stricken area, especially single moms. It's going to build the infrastructure for the middle class, and it's going to pour into the poor class as well, the lower middle class and the poverty-stricken children community. And like I said, and those single mothers, because if you did not know, on average right now single mothers make about $51,000 a year. And if you want to break that down even further, that is $24.68 an hour. That is $987 a week, $4,277 a month. Now, as many of you guys know, as parents, whether you're single and married and whatnot, daycare takes up so much of your expenses. So when I look at the fact that the average single mom is making this amount of money, and daycare can probably cut that in half, because daycare is quite expensive until your children are at school age or in a facility that's pre-K and whatnot. So you're looking at maybe half that salary being cut in half, and it's going off to daycare, and you still got to sit up there and take care of your babies and pay your car note, pay your house note, pay for their extracurricular activities, clothes, your clothes, different little things that come up. And that right there is wow. It's wow. When I started looking at that and I started breaking it down, I'm like, it's pretty much gone before you even see it, and whatnot. And so I feel that this new rescue plan that's going on, that the Biden administration has signed, and Congress has signed, is a great thing for single mothers. It is such a great thing. Now I'm just going to talk about how I'm managing that coming into my life. And when I thought about that, managing my stimulus packet, because it is so much money, and when you are in a poverty mindset, or you are in poverty and you get this amount of money, or you get the hopes of more money coming in, you can waste it, buying things that your kids only are going to wear for a day or two, buying things that you're only going to wear maybe once, or you may not even wear it all. I mean, I have bought an outfit before I still have in my closet that I have not been able to wear. That's because I bought it before the pandemic. So we ain't been going nowhere during this pandemic time, so I haven't been able to wear it. But I'm just saying, when you get all this money in, you do not know what to do with all this money that's coming in, especially if you don't have a plan. So number one, I thought about the fact of, do I have a plan? Do I have a plan? Also, adding with that, do I have a purpose and guidance of where my money is going to go? So when I looked at that, I looked at the purpose, planning, and guiding, and who is in control of who. Then ultimately I had to wrap that all up into searching, and I had to go back to God. I had to go back to acknowledging God in all my ways. So I had to pray and ask God, what should I do with this money? What do I need? Because it says God will supply all your needs. So I had to first go really a lot to God and ask Him, what should I be doing with this money that's getting ready to come into my life? That I don't want to be wasteful, and I don't want to buy things that I need to buy by spending on more needs rather than wants, or spending more on wants and rather on needs, vice versa. So I really had to seek out God on this, and He didn't answer me the first day that I prayed about this. And I prayed I prayed right before stimulus package even got rolled out, before it even got signed or anything like that, because it was already being waved out there that this was going to be something that was going to come out and everything. Nobody knew how much amount, but everybody knew it was going to be a large amount of money that's going to come out. So I had to pray and seek God and ask Him, God, what do you want me to do with this money? Like, I know what I want to do with the money. I do. I know what I want to do, but what do you want me to do with this money? So I also had to think about Proverbs 3:9, and I'm just gonna go there really quickly. I love Proverbs. I think I've said that so many times. Proverbs is one of my favorite books, because it just has so much wisdom and guidance for all levels of life, I believe, in there. So I'm gonna go to Proverbs 3:9, and a lot of you guys may have already heard this one before, but I'm gonna read it. And so it says, honor the Lord with thy substance, and with thy first fruit of all thy increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy press shall burst out with new wine. So I know that some people, they have their own thing about tithing and giving God money, and oh, you can tithe in your time, you could tithe in this. I'm a firm believer of tithing and whatnot. And some people believe that, oh, you're only supposed to tithe on your income, you're only supposed to tithe this. It says first fruit of increase, substance of thy increase. And to me, everything is an increase. God is only asking you for 10%. He's not asking you for the whole 90, and he's asking you to give him the 10%, and with the 90, grow the 90. So I rather give God the 10% and grow the 90 that he is leaving me with. Because he can ask me for the whole 100 and not give me anything at all, but he's only asking for a small portion of that. So I'm a firm believer of tithing, so that is one of the things that I have implemented into my life on my increase of finances, that I tithe to God first. I give him my first fruit. I do not give my second fruit or third or fourth and everything like that. I give my first fruit to God. Secondly, I do have learned how to pay myself first. After I pay God, I've learned to pay myself. So with this new stimulus packet, after I sought God and saw how much I should give and whatnot, gave my tithes and whatnot, then I had to see, how much do I want to pay myself? How much do I want to pay myself? And I also want to talk about having a plan. So I had to write out what exactly, after I give God the increase and give it unto God and everything, what do I want to do with the rest? What are my plans? What are my purpose? What are my goals? I need to know where every cent is going. Every penny needs to have a place. Every dollar needs to have a place. It needs to have a purpose. It needs to go where it needs to go. Because if you have money sitting in the bank and it doesn't have a purpose, you're going to think it's just free money, and you're going to think you can just spend it. And sometimes, most of the time, you overspend. You overspend what you have in the account. So you really want to have, I like to have less on my checking. I like to have a really low amount, so that if something comes in that I don't know that needs to be, or I need to make a quick transaction, I have enough money. Or sometimes I just carry cash in my wallet, not a lot of cash, very small amount of cash and whatnot. I'm not a big cash carrier. But what I do want to say is that I had to have a plan for my money. So with the stimulus packet, I did not add that into my monthly budget. The reason why I didn't add that into my monthly budget is because a monthly budget is something for me, that's something that occurs each month. It's a monthly bill that is going to come around each month. Now this stimulus package is not going to come around, so I had to create a separate budgeting, a separate worksheet, accounting for the stimulus packet. I could not put that with my budgeting money. I could not add that as really extra money per se in there. I had to put in my mind, place in my mind, that the money that I already have coming in is what the money I have coming in, and I can't add no extra monthly bill to that. So I can't add a new stream of maybe HBO, or add a new phone line, or add a new car note. I could not do that. I had to stick to the fact that no monthly bill can be added to this budgeting that I already have. This new stimulus packet is not for me to add more bills to me. It's to take away less bills. So with that being said, I had to look at the fact of, okay, how much do I want to pay myself? I mean, personally, I would let me go ahead and put the whole thing on there. But then I'm like, no, I can't put the whole thing, the rest of the amount, into my savings account. For me, I have to split that up. So what are my goals right now? And one of my goals right now is that when I finish school I am becoming an educational, elementary educational teacher. I will have my BA, and I'm coming up when I will be graduating. Whoop whoop. And so when I graduate and when I walk down that, across that stage, I want to be a homeowner. I want to buy me a house. I want to leave school, get a new job in that area and buy a house, because I don't know if I plan on living there forever. I don't think so. But I do want to buy my first house when I finish school. So I had to look at that. When I say look at that, I had to research on mortgage, on loans. What does it mean to be a first-time home buyer? What is a FHA? What is a USDA? What are closing costs? What is the down payment? Are you really supposed to put 20% down, or is that like a folk tale? What is your debt to ratio? I had to look at that. I had to look at that, because if you know where you are planning to go and have some type of insight of your goals and your purpose and whatnot, then you're going to know where your money's going to go to, and it's not going to be wasteful and whatnot. So I had to look up and kind of call, get some information. Go on YouTube, like you see my video on YouTube right now. Go on YouTube and look at different videos about debt to ratio. What does that even mean? What is a FHA? Is that a first time home buyer thing? Is that for anybody? Does every bank offer it? I had to go in, what is a USDA loan? What are different other loans? Conventional loans, is that better? What is the 15-year, 30-year term? I had to look at that and see, okay, do I really need to just be stressed out? Because to tell you the truth, I thought that you had to put 20% down on a house, and that's not actually even true whatsoever. It would be nice if you had a 20% to put down on a house. That's wonderful. But as I was reading and researching and talking to loan officers and loan agents and whatnot, you don't need that 20% to put down on a house. The first time home buyer is a great tool to utilize, where you don't have to, you can basically put 3% down or 0% down. And I'm like, okay, but you still want to save money, because of the fact that there are those closing costs, extra costs. You want to furnish your house and whatnot. And so being that I plan on within a year buying a house, I'm like, okay, I need to set aside money. Not all, but set aside money. But in that set aside money, what exactly do I need to do so that I am prepared when I'm ready to go and buy a house? Well, my credit has to be great, better. I saw that the FHA, you can have a credit score of like 500, but they rather you have 620. And I'm like, wow, my credit score is actually rising. It's doing way better than it was 2 months ago. It has risen up 21 more points. So I might do another video on my credit score now and how I'm doing that and whatnot. So stay tuned. Anywho, so I had to look at the credit score, and I had to look at, okay, what is FHA requirements? What are their guidelines on that? And I've been actually still working on that, and I'm going to continue working on that as I am progressing towards buying my home for me and my family, because that's one of my goals, to buy a home for me and my kids when I do finish graduating. So I want to be prepared so that when it comes time, because it takes time to find a home and get pre-approved and get all your paperwork together and stuff like that. And I also found out, because you have to have a 2-year work experience, I also found out that there is, when the first time home buyer with students like myself who just graduated, that there's a different clause with that a lot of banks use your student history as work history, especially if the degree that you earned is for the career that you're going to be going into. So that lifted a way big weight off of me, knowing that, oh my God, I don't have to graduate, work for 2 years, and then go buy a house. I can actually utilize that, where they're going to, the bank that I am looking into, that they'll be able to use my student history as my work history. Awesome. That is great. So, being that I have a plan of like, okay, now that I want to buy a house, I need to educate myself on what I want to do, and how I'm going to get there, and how this new rescue plan is going to help me get there. So that is one of my plans. My other plan is to pay off my car. Now, this is another thing that I want to do. I had to research. What is a principal and what is an interest. And the principal is an original agreement to pay off, and the interest is the cost of the borrowing the principal. So when you are paying extra, I did not know that you're supposed to tell the bank that you want that extra money to be applied to the principal. So I had to do extra on that. I would have just been calling in, giving extra money, and they would apply any way that they wanted to apply it. So I also had to map out, okay, how much do I want to, this is how much they're saying I'm going to get, this is how much I already get, this is already much how much I'm already paying, this is what's going to go out anyways on my monthly budget. Now, how much extra do I want to go? Do I want to give the whole and pay it off maybe in a couple of months, or do I want to sit there and divvy it up and whatnot? So I had to also do that. See, the thing about it, like I said, you want to know your plans. You want to map out a plan. You want to have a plan for all this money that's getting ready to come in, because you don't have a plan, you will waste it, and next thing you know, it'll be a couple of months down the road, and you be like, where did that money go? And I could have done this. I could have gotten myself a higher lift out of poverty. I could have do this and do that. So you definitely want to walk into right now planning for this money to come in, because most likely it's going to come in. When will it come in? We don't know. But it sounds like it's going to mostly likely, this whole child tax credit, child tax credit is going to come in, and that's going to be a monthly thing starting July. So you really do want to have a plan as a single mother, because this is a chance to get your elbows and your legs up out of the dirt and pull just a little bit up, so that you can still, now that you can trench through the mud, you can trench it a little bit better rather than keep falling and whatnot. So I had to look at the fact that, okay, I want to pay off my car, so that when I buy my house, I don't have 2 extra large payments sitting on my account. I only have my house note. My car's a pretty good running car, and whatnot. And also, I also found out that I didn't even know that in the time frame, within the year that you're planning on purchasing a house, you don't want to make any big purchases. You don't want to get a new auto loan. You don't want to get a new credit loan. You don't want to do a credit card. You don't want to buy anything at all. Any small purchase that's going to hit your credit, you don't want to sit up there and have on your credit whatsoever. I did not know that at all. And so, being that, I'm like, okay, I want to hurry up and get my car note. Being with that new information, I want to hurry up and get my car paid off, so that when I do graduate, I don't have this sitting over on my head. I could just go and focus on my mortgage, and that's it. And like I said, I wanted to, build a time frame. Do I want to pay it off in 6 months? Can this money afford me that time frame? Can this money put me closer over to that time frame? Most definitely it can. Or for some of those moms that are like, you know what, right now I can't afford, I don't want to do a house right now. Right now I need a good running car. Well, this is something that it can definitely, afford you that time. Okay, if I put down on here and save this money here, let's just say you're getting $5,000. Well, if I split it in half and take the 25 here and the 25 there, and whatnot, and put it down on a car and make monthly payments on it, and then as this new money that's coming in, that's going to be cycling in July, use half of that to pay down, so that about time the next year roll around, I am more than halfway done with my car. So you can utilize it in that way, where you are taking, instead of a mortgage payment or paying off your car and you want to get in a new car, that you can sit up there and pay half of it. For me, I know some people are like, well, you can just pay cash, for you can go and buy you cash for a new car. Okay, here's the problem with that. I've had multiple cars before where I paid cash for it, and you know what? They broke down. They weren't reliable. Me and my babies were on the side of the road, stranded and whatnot. I need, as a single mother, I need a good, reliable source car. So for me, putting it down on the car and making payments and whatnot, a nice, reliable car, for me, it works out for me. I tried the whole, paying for the amount of money that I had, less than $7,000, paying that. It did not work. It couldn't take me where I needed to go. It was just frustrating. It cost me more money than it did, than actually getting a reliable car. But like I said, if you are one of those mamas who is saying, you know what, I need to get a new car, I can't even worry about a house right now, I just need a reliable resource. Maybe you want to take half that money and you want to put it down, and then when the money that starts the child tax credit comes in starting July, and that starts rolling in, you could take a portion of you could take the whole entire thing and just pay it towards that, and make sure you tell them, I'm paying towards the principal, not the interest, so that it goes directly to the loan instead of going to the interest. Also, with that also, I had to think about, okay, now that, one, I know that I want to buy a house. Two, I want to pay off my car. I also, like I said in the beginning, I want to pay myself. Well, paying myself, I want to build an emergency account. Now, how much do I want to build, and what am I building for? I saw for myself, when I label my when I'm saving for, I don't touch it. So being when I'm labeling, like let's say I want to label it for health. I want to get dental work done and whatnot. So being that I know that that money that I'm setting aside is going to dental, that's like, okay, that money is occupied. I cannot touch that money. I'm not going to, say I can pull it out and go here. No. So also, you want to make sure with your checking, if you want to pay yourself and you want to put in your checking, you want to put in your saving account, you want to know if those saving accounts are interest-bearing accounts. Interest-bearing account is meaning as it's sitting there, it's drawing interest. It's paying you. The bank is paying you. A lot of credit unions do that, especially on the savings account. I don't know about the checking account and whatnot. But you want to see if those are interest-bearing accounts. And also with the savings account, you want to check out a CD, which is a certificate of deposit. Now, certificate of deposit is basically you're telling the bank, I'm going to put in the max of $3,000, and you're going to pay me a minimum. Now, the bank, they usually go off and they usually spend that money with it, whether it be shares. I don't know what they do with the money. Whatever they do with the money, they do something with the money. But that money is yours and it's there, but you cannot touch that money. Whether it be 5 years, whether it be 7 years, whether it be a year. I mean, there are some great CDs out there where you put the max in there, which is maybe like $3,000, $2,000, whatever it is, and you don't touch it. Now, you can, on a lot of those short-term ones that you have to renew each year, you can add money. Now, that's a great thing. That's a great thing because you know if you pull that money out, you'll get penalized, and that money will definitely come in handy later on down the road. Let's say if you, like I said, if you want to purchase that house, well, put it down on that house, or in another year you already know you're going to be paying that car note, but you set this money aside in a CD, and now you have grown that account. Now you can go and you can put more money on that car, so you are cutting your car expenses in half. So you really do want to have a plan for all this money and resources that's coming in, rather than going by the seat of your pants and just going. Okay, so the next thing that I saw that I wanted to look at as well is my kids' savings account. Now, this one I believe is a big one for me, for the moms, out there, me myself, is okay, a savings account for my children. Now, what am I saving for? Again, like I said, what are you saving for those kids? Whether is it senior year? Because all of us know senior year is quite the spending bucket. Senior year is, oh my God, what can we do? So what are you saving for your kids' savings account? Is it for the extracurriculum, their sports? Like I said, with all this stuff coming in and whatnot, you can map to be like, okay, I know that my child is in cheerleading. Cheerleading is really expensive, and you know that they're going to be in cheerleading for next year. You can put some of that money up into their savings account so that when cheerleading comes up, you can pull that out and pay with it for there. Because once this money that the rescue plan, this stimulus check money, this child credit money comes in, I don't know, it didn't look like they're going to do a monthly thing. Next year they may do it, they may not, who really knows? But there's really no guarantee. I mean, nothing is really guaranteed out there. So being that nothing is guaranteed except for God himself, you want to be wise. I don't think you want to be like the three men that got, one he gave 5 talents, the other one he gave 2, and the other one he gave 1, and the one who had the 1 didn't even multiply, he buried it. I don't think you want to be where God is giving you these extra resources right now for you to take advantage of and help your family grow and help you get out of the level of stress that we as single mothers are in. So I would say, for a saving account, having a plan. Like I've told a couple of people around me, get a plan. This is a lot of money that's going to come through your hands, come through your family's hands. You can really set your you and your family up for a good run, a good start, bringing you up, taking a step out of the fray, or bringing yourself up above water, where now you can be able to see and you can be able to go more forward and faster to your goal. But if you just look at this money as just something where you can party, you can, it's nice to do your own hair and everything like that, but for me as a single mother, I do my own hair, I do my own extensions, I do my own braiding, I do my hair myself. I learned a long time ago that that is a very high expense, and I need to learn how to do that myself. Do my daughter's hair, cut my kids' hair. I let them go to the barber now as they get older and they cut their own hair, but I do it myself because it's the expenses, and there are things that I can cut back on, and I can do the style. I just got to learn how to do the style. It may take me a little bit of time. My braid might fall out, here and there, and that's okay. But give me some time and I will perfect it and I will get it going. So like I said, having a plan, because a savings account for your kids is one of the best things that you can have for them. You are telling them that you are looking towards their future, a better future for them, to grow, whether it be for college, whether it be for them, for you to put aside money for a car. Now, I will say this, that not in my wildest dreams did I think when I was, younger, that my parents would give me a car. I'll be able to give them half the money and they'll be able to match that half and I'll get a new car. Because, my dad was a single dad and whatnot, and guardians that I lived with were single, raising me. So I really did not think about that. But with this stimulus packet coming out, I am giving that some thought, that hey, I do have a teenager. He has a couple more years left before he is 16, and he he'll probably want a car, and maybe I should set aside and start putting money over $50 here, $50 there, a month, so that I can, say, here, why don't you start working? I already have, if you can match this amount of money, then I'll give you this, and you can go ahead and we can go and get you a car. So just having a plan for the stimulus packet, having a plan for it, and seeking God, because in First Timothy it talks about the love of money is the root of all evil. It doesn't say money is the root of all evil. It says money. It doesn't say money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. And when I was younger, I read that so wrong. I thought it meant that you could not love money and that you had to been poor, or and whatnot. And that's not what it says whatsoever. It says the love. So for me, I had to really check the fact that with all this money coming in, am I loving the money, or am I looking at it in a different way, in a resource place, like it doesn't dictate my life? It's great money and great resource, but I cannot let it control and dictate my life. So that was another thing that I had to check on for me and whatnot. But I definitely will say, make a plan. Make a plan. Let this turning point, this shift, this transition, this resource that is going to help your family grow in so much of a stronger unit way. Make a plan. Sit down. If you're listening to this right now, whenever you're listening to this, it doesn't matter, but right now I'm talking about the stimulus package in 2021. But what I'm saying is, make a plan. Even after the stimulus packet is gone and you have your monthly bills is a plan. You know where your money is going. You're set aside. If you want, like I told my friend, she said, well, I just want to go and go have a nice meal and stuff like that. And I said, yes, that's great. If you want to go and have a great fancy meal and go to your favorite restaurant, you can do that. But make a plan. Budget it out. Budget it out. Don't just go and sit up there and give yourself an unlimited amount of money access. No, set a budget. Like my kids, they love In-N-Out Burger. They love In-N-Out Burger, and I do too. But for them, I have to let them know the budget for us for In-N-Out Burger is once a month. I can budget it in there once a month, maybe twice a month here, but that's not really but that's like a surprise thing. But once a month I can budget in an In-N-Out Burger time, which is usually Friday or something like that, or a Saturday and whatnot. But hey, people are like, well, fast food. Yes, fast food, whatever. But I'm budgeting that out. So I know that, okay, this money is going here. So either I have to maneuver here, maneuver there. Entertainment, going to the movies, budget it out. Buying clothes, even with the money, like I said, with the stimulus packet that I had to separately place that. I knew that I needed a new computer for myself. My kids needed a new computer, and I needed some electric. I really needed supplies for electronics. So I had to plan that out. And you know how I planned that out? I said, what computer is going to best fit me and what I need for my life right now in the next couple of years, and what I need? What is going to fit my children's need? Do they need this? Do they need that? Will they need an HP? Will they need a Chrome? What will they need? After I figure out the need, and will this thing fit them for the next, and will it fit me for the next couple of years? Okay, what brand? What price? What am I willing to spend? I told my kids, I'm capping you out at this amount anything over this amount we're not getting. It has to be under this amount, and it has to have X, Y, and Z in order for you to succeed in school, because it's going to be a school computer. And after I did that, I actually searched for stores. Search for the stores, Best Buy, Walmart, or whatever. Did it have all three of the appliances, or all the appliances that I need? What store had all the appliances? Thank goodness Best Buy was one of the stores that had all the appliances that I needed. And once I researched it and called to see if they had all the appliances, I went over there. We may have spent an hour there because we had to look for things and stuff like that. But I went in there with a goal, with a purpose, with a plan. Like, I'm not over here to buy this extra stuff over here. No, the guy was trying to sell me something hard. No, I've already looked at it. I've already done my research. I've already saw what the reviews were. I know that this is going to work for me. It's not going to, no, I don't want that high. I do not need that. I don't need a bigger screen. I don't need this. I need that right there. And my children need that. Having a plan so that you are not spending more money than you need to spend and whatnot. And I actually spent almost to the dollar of amount that I budget myself for, because I went in their store with a plan, with a purpose, with a goal, and this is what I'm getting. I'm not going to spend over this amount. I'm going to do this because I have other goals that I need to do in other places that my money needs to go. So I hope that you enjoyed me talking about managing the stimulus check. I hope that this is edifying for you. I hope that when you do get this resource that is coming in, that you really think long and hard and pray for discernment, pray for wisdom, pray for guidance, and ask God to lead you what you should do with this money. And see where your purpose is at. Will this work for me? Will this not work for me? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Should I be spending money here on all these clothes when I'm not going to wear them? Or should I be doing that? Should I buy a new car? Should I set up for this? But I want to tell you that you need to have a plan and a purpose for what your money will be doing. You are the boss of your money. Your money isn't the boss of you. You are the boss of your money, and you need to tell your money where to go, because it follows your lead. And if you are chaotic with yourself and your finances, your money's going to be chaotic, and it's not going to have a purpose. It's not going to have a guide, and you're going to spend this resource up, and you're going to turn around like, I could have used all this money that I got to have bought me a new car. I could have put it down on this. I could have paid off bills. I could have done this and could have done that. Instead of you saying I could have, should have, would have, and everything, why don't you do, I'm going to plan for, so I don't have to use a could have, should have, would have. So like I said, I welcome you again to my page. Hit that subscribe button. I hope that you enjoyed this. I enjoy making this video. I enjoy doing this content and whatnot, giving out information. So I hope you will be back for my next content. I don't know. I'm going to give you a little surprise. I might have somebody on here. I may not. Who knows? Just know that I do my videos every Saturday and whatnot, and I post that. So bye everybody. I hope you and your family have a blessed day, you and those lovely kids. And I want you to know that you are such an amazing woman. You are such a blessed woman. You are strong and wonderful. You are a wonderful mother. You are such a powerhouse, because you are doing this by yourself, but you're not, because God is with you and God loves you and He knows what you need. All you need to do is go to Him, open-hearted, transparent, allowing Him to love on you even though other people want to sit up there and trash you down. He knows who you are. He knows what you need in life, and He is going to give it to you because He knows the thoughts that He has towards you. Jeremiah 29:11. Well, thank you so much for joining me on my podcast that I like to call it, Single Mama Conversation Life.